music was a vibe, and it was my kind of vibe. I'm here for it. Hi, everybody. I'm Jaime Counterman. And boy, are my legs tired, like I just hiked back from the Grand Canyon. That is neither a euphemism or a dad joke, you guys. I literally just crawled my ass out of the Grand Canyon a day ago to get back here for you tonight. Since I'm shambling around a bit like Frankenstein, might sound like a barking seal, it felt appropriate to offer that as a disclaimer to all of you. I almost didn't share it because it is a monumental achievement for me to be able to say that. And that is not the vibe I was setting up for tonight as I discussed my failure story with all of you. And then I thought, wait, this is my story. I don't have to just design it for you. We get to design this together. And so since I dragged my sick, broken ass out of that canyon, I discovered and decided to share that success and failure can and do almost always coexist. And they do for me today. But now it's failure's turn. And while swearing is one of my favorite love languages, failure is my ultimate F word. So allow me to introduce you not to a past failure, but a current one that I'm living now, consistently and continually. If I wore glasses, I would put them on for you because I'm going to read you a story. J.C. Book, working title, Confessions of a Success Addict. That's where enunciation matters, everyone. Success addict. An unlearning of coping with trauma through achievement. This book is a detonation, an unshuttering, an exorcism, a full-scale public excavation of that which has felt dark in me. No, I am not a masochist. This book is a neon bar sign blaring that, in fact, I am the opposite. Ironically, I've spent the majority of my life leaning on razzle-dazzle to avert people's gazes. Look at this thing I did over here. Can you see it? It's good, right? It makes me good, right? Aren't I worthy of something? Okay, great, so long as you don't look at me. It is exhausting to continually manage that sleight of hand, to hide all the negative feelings and self-doubts created in and shaped by trauma, to deflect from my actual lived experience. Because even as a small child, I understood that what happened in the family wasn't anyone else's business. I learned quickly what secrets to keep. Be quiet. So metaphorically, I danced. As the oldest of 4 kids, I recognized early that success meant safety. And in my whirling dervish of a life, I had control over that success. Achieved to be seen, but be seen safely. As a child, success meant keeping my head down, staying out of trouble, walking on eggshells to not upset the volatile parent or the situationally stressed parent. Be quiet. But I also held a position as a protector in my family, standing up to shield those around me the best that I could. Be loud. Be brave. To the outside world, and even harder to process, to my inside world. This looked like a common trope. What a kiss ass. Goody goody. Ooh, look at Jamie, he's so perfect, or good grades, student council, blah, blah, blah. Ugh, enough. To a therapist, that would have looked like standard affection-seeking trauma-informed environment behavior. For most of my life, I wanted at all costs to remove the trauma and pain from my existence, both the actual experiences and the stains of past pain that I carry with me, the kinds of trauma that was like an old hidden scar, covered but not healed. 5th grade, running for class president, I ran as an independent, naturally, with a campaign promise of a vending machine in the cafeteria and chewing gum in class. I love chewing gum. Same year, I wrote a book for young authors, a pseudo-autobiography of a family with a violent stepfather. And no one questioned it. No teacher, no family member, not once. Jamie, be quiet. And so I was. Whew, that's it. That's all I wrote. That's all I've written. 2 years ago, that poured out of me at 2 in the morning, and that's as far as I've gotten. And aside from starting to share that experience with a few people in my life, that's as far as it's gone. So on its face, my fail here is I didn't write my book. Big frickin' deal, right? I've done lots of other things. I'm successful. Who cares? But it's easy, and never and always that easy. So let's unpeel this failure onion together. And I hate onions, so the metaphor is so appropriate. Disgusting. I am, by my own description, a success addict who cannot successfully complete a book about success, addiction, achievement. What the frick? Are you kidding me? As I tumble this around in my head, a theme becomes clear. I am all or nothing, 0 to 100, often described as a lot. She's a lot. They are not wrong, I am a lot. Loud, sassy, opinionated, bossy, passionate. We'll save the feminist implications for another failure lab, okay? We're just gonna sidestep that real quick. So I'm 100% in or I'm out. I'm in a cocoon, trying to protect myself from the waters that are rising just below my nose, trying to breathe. The micro fail of this is that I have struggled my whole life to land in the middle of something that I never knew could exist. My trauma taught me to be quiet. Jamie, don't talk about financial struggles, mental health, violence, housing instability, challenging family dynamics. Only messed up families have those things. We don't want people to know that. We don't want people to think that about us. My mom gave me a mug that says, as far as everyone knows, we are a nice, normal family. She has the bombest sense of humor, you guys. And that is one of our favorite kinds of humor, the kind that is real, but still funny. And it's real. But I've also learned to be loud, be bold, take action, try hard, finish the job, get it perfect. And I will get my reward, my safety, my affirmation. The sub-fail to all of that is that I am simultaneously terrified that this book will and will not be successful. It is my frickin' Schrodinger's cat, okay? I am compelled, though, to share my story because I believe other people have these kinds of trauma experiences or their own trauma experiences that drive them the way that mine drive me. Other people break themselves through success to try to become whole, using a socially encouraged form of addiction to cope with suffering. And that, however, we have all come to this busted place with all of our different types of bullshit. Here we are, suffering alone, telling no one. I've shared the small amount I've written. The response has been positive, which is great. but terrifying. Because if I write this book, people are going to read it. For a girl who spent my whole life throwing walls up around my messy parts, showing all of you only what I thought you should see, being who I thought you needed me to be. This will crack my flaws wide open, and an unknown amount of people will get to read my vulnerable story of failure. And I won't have the opportunity to clarify or defend it. The ultimate invulnerability torture for me. But I can handle my pain. What's harder to get past is that this story isn't just my own. It is my memory of a lived experience shared by my family. People I spent most of my life trying to protect, whom I love deeply, and with whom I have incredibly complicated relationships. We all know what that's like. This pain and these experiences are also theirs, told through my memory lens. So they may remember them differently and will have their own pain, shame, and trauma wrapped up in my stories too. And while I would choose to share my pain and vulnerability in hopes of helping someone else, they wouldn't get that choice. Above all else, the simple act of retelling could inflict more trauma, more pain on the people I love that I spent so long protecting, and that has probably most unconsciously stopped me more than anything else. But I have read that to write a book is to let go of the feelings of others, and I don't know that I'm ready to do that yet. So here I stand, being quiet and loud, wanting to share my story to help the world, and staying quiet so I don't hurt anyone while doing it. Succeeding and failing, internally and externally. Welcome to my personal 7th level of hell, personal vulnerability, and public failure. It's been real.